Torsos. Y'all torsos.
All right.
Hi, my name is Chinara Verrett, and I am doing a persuasive speech on school uniforms. The debate about school uniforms has been going on for a very long time. It's always the same questions over and over again. Should these students have to wear uniforms? Will school uniforms better their behavior? Most students hate the idea of school uniforms, and most administrators love it. It is pretty much a stalemate for both parties. For parents, shopping for school uniforms can be very expensive. It can also be very time-consuming, so it's easy to understand why some parents would rather go shopping for a few school uniforms than to go shopping for tons of school clothes that their child can go to school in. Many people believe that enforcing school uniforms is a really good way to equalize the student body. However, school uniforms take away the individuality of the students. Some people want school uniforms because they don't like the fact that students take too much time getting ready for school. Students want to make sure that they look absolutely perfect, so they spend hours fixing themselves up just to go to school. Another reason why there is a want for school uniforms is because there will be a lot less pressure on the student when he or she is deciding what to wear to school that day. The student can just pick out whatever uniform that they have to wear and not have to worry about it anymore because it would be a hard choice. Also, students won't be judged because of what they wear, because all of the students will be dressed the same. Most school uniforms consist of blue, black, or khaki uniform pants for boys, or blue, black, or khaki uniform skirt for girls, and a polo t-shirt with a polo t-shirt. It is understandable that with school uniforms, students can concentrate more on their lessons. School uniforms will equal one less thing to distract them from learning. Also, it has been said that school uniforms can cause a reduction of violence in schools. Violence in schools are a very big problem, and they do seem to be getting worse. Another thing is that school uniforms can be reused and recycled between students who are no longer required to wear uniforms anymore, and students who either have to start wearing school uniforms or students who still have to wear them. All of these things are comprehensible, but when thinking of them from the point of view of the students, there would be an entirely different thought process. If students are required to wear uniforms, there is no way of them expressing themselves through style, and they will most likely find a different way to express themselves that may be less desirable for administrators. Students will most likely go to tattoos and piercings to express themselves because they will have no other way to. Another thing is that a child in a uniform may be a target for bullies from other schools. The bully can easily make fun of or pick on him or her just because the child is wearing a school uniform. Also, schools should be a place where diversity is celebrated. A child should be able to share their ethnic heritage with their student body, whether it's how they dress, what they eat, or what holidays they celebrate. The student should be able to freely share that with their school. The biggest problem that most students have with school uniforms is that uniforms don't allow them to show their individuality. Uniforms hide the student's true self, and some students, only fashion can allow them to express themselves. Also, if an administrator wants to teach students about the values and freedom of responsibility, then the best way to teach them is by letting them experience freedom, and along the way, they can learn how to act responsibly. Uniforms won't necessarily make the students learn how to be more responsible. Something that is very important that schools do is that schools teach students about their student rights, but then they restrain them from those rights by making them wear school uniforms. There are a few things that can help with this school uniform issue. The first thing is to come up with a dress code that is at a happy medium for both the students and the administrators. The second thing is, if a student has to wear a uniform, allow them to add their own sense of style to the uniform. Let them accessorize as much as they want to. The last thing is to not be extremely strict when it comes down to a dress code. Something that I've found to be quite true is that when a child has very strict rules on them, there is a better chance of them rebelling than actually following the rules. In conclusion, the only things that students have while they're in school are their individuality and the way of expressing themselves. which means that making them wear uniforms is taking away the things that will allow them to be and show who they are. Freedom of expression has been a long hallmark in our democracy, and just because these are students and not adults does not give anyone the jurisdiction to take their right to it.